Krishna. How is everything going, Prabhu?
Krishna Murti, everything going well, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Nice. Can you see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji, it is coming.
Nice.
Yeah, loading. Yeah, now we are able to see Prabhu.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayat Nastprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Utamasloke Bhakti Bhavati Nastaki Krishna Vasudevaya. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते तप्त कंचना गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी वर्णमामि हरिप्रिये वंशकल्पातरु भीष्म कृपा सिंधु पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Welcome you all. Hare Krishna. So we are starting third canto, and in third canto, so we have to go a little bit back. Second canto, eighth chapter. Rakshit Maharaj is asking so many questions, and he's asking about pure devotional service, bhakti, and also he's asking about how and when Vidura met Maitreya Muni and what was their discussions. So this canto starts answering Parikshit Maharaj questions that he's asking about Maitreya Muni, how Vidura and Maitreya met. So that's how this canto starts. First two chapter is very much setting the scene. So I don't want to dwell too much, rather just give you the summary. In fact, first three chapters are very much giving us the background that how these great personalities met. An actual meeting happens from fourth chapter. And actually they start talking philosophy, which we have to really pay attention to and learn from fifth chapter. So until then, we'll try to move a little faster. Let these two great personalities meet, and then we'll hear their philosophy. So Vidura was a very renounced person, as we know. And from very childhood, he was righteous. He was protector of dharma. Although staying in Hastinapur, he was not happy the way Duryodhana was acting. Although Dhritarashtra was the king, Duryodhana was the prince, but still he was not happy. So he would counsel them that they should not be against the Pandava. They should be aspiring to follow the dharma. They should know that the dharma rakshakaha, Who is Dharma Rakshaka? Krishna. The protector of Dharma. Krishna is on this planet and he is doing his pastime. And we all, we all are part of his pastime. Even today, we are part of his pastime. In Kali Yuga, also Krishna is doing pastime. What is pastime? In Kali Yuga, living entity will be bewildered. They will be under illusion. They will cheat. They will make mistake. They will have propensity to lie. And we all are part of their pastime. So Vidur is giving a very bigger perspective, saying that Dhritarashtra and Duryodhan, please, please follow righteousness and don't torture. Please don't torture your brothers. But they didn't like it. Said, you living in my kingdom, eating my food, living under our shelter, everything we are providing you. But still you dare to talk against us? Leave. You don't deserve any mercy. Leave. And as usual, Dhritarashtra heard everything. Duryodhana is saying all of this to Vidur. Leave right now. Get out of here. And then Vidura left and he went to different holy places. So he went to Prabhas Kshetra, and there all the surrounding holy places that are there, he visited those places. And at that time, the background on the other side, battlefield of Kurukshetra has already begun. So fighting is going on there, and all the fighting, you know what happened. So Vidura, when he met Uddhav, he's asking, can you please tell us how are Yadus and Kurus? Before asking about Yadus and Kuru, there are series of verses that he's asking, can you please tell me how is Krishna doing? How is Balram doing? How is Yadu doing? How is Dhritarashtra doing? How is Duryodhana? How is Pandavas? Everybody one after another. He's asking. So that's the topic that will continue the next chapter. Vidura is inquiring from Uddhava about what's happening and how are the Yadus and Kurus and Krishna and Balram, the entire family, the entire family lineage. So then Yadur, Uddhava started talking about one of another. So one of the very important learning that is coming from this chapter is why Vidura is asking about Krishna first. The first question he asks is about Krishna, and that is verse number 26. So let's get to verse number 26. This is all the story happening. So in 26th verse, he says, please tell me whether the original personality of Godhead who incarnated themselves at the request of Brahma, who is born out of the lotus flower from the Lord, and who have increased the prosperity of the world by elevating everyone, are doing well in the house of Sursena. Kashit Purano Purusha Shabhaya Swanabhaya Padam anvirteha kilava tarno kilava avatarno means incarnated. Ashat rihu kushlam vidhay krita kashano kusalam suragehe. Gehe means house. So Sena's house. Kushalam krit kashano. Can you please tell how he's doing at the house of Kusana? And then after that, he says, please tell me whether the friends of the Guru's our brother-in-law Vasudev is doing well. He is very beneficent. So, oh, Dua, please tell me how is Pradumna doing. So you can see here the series of verses coming there. Oh, friend, please tell me how Kusana is doing, how Samba, Yudhana, Akura, all of that comes. And then there's some glory, some introduction, and all of these people, one after another, is asking. So that's how this chapter proceeds. Okay. So my questions now, you, why Vidura is asking first about Krishna, and I would like all of you to little bit answer that. Whatever answer you have, don't hesitate. Please tell me why he is asking about Krishna first. What is your understanding?
According to him, if Krishna is good, everything will be good.
According to whom?
Vidura.
Okay. So Mataji said, if Krishna is good, then everything else will be good. Okay. What about others? Bimala Mataji, what is your understanding? What do you think? Why he asked about Krishna's first?
Yes. So the same thing, Prabhuji, like Krishna protected the Pandavas all the time. So he wants to know, like, he was very attached to the Pandavas. So if Krishna is good, he is always protect Pandavas. So the Pandavas will be good.
Satyanarayan Prabhu, what do you think?
My thought is, Prabhuji, Krishna is protecting everyone and he's taking so much pain about every, about the Pandavas, about he's the survivor of everyone. So he is the pain observer, and he takes everything that goes uh, against Pandava, against every entity. So that's what, if he's there, everything will be well.
Gopal Prabhu, what do you think about it? Why uh, Vidura is asking first about Krishna?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
I would also agree with Shanta Mataji and Bimla Mataji that because if Krishna is he's like a shock observer. He will be if anything comes, he would be taking care of everyone. So that's why if he's good, uh, everyone should be automatically he will take care. So they will also be good. That's what I would understand too.
I see Ramanathan Prabhu is also here. Prabhu is Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna. So do you know why, if you want to participate into the discussion, do you know why Vidura is asking about Krishna's first? And everybody is giving the answer that because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so if he is good, everything else will be good. What is your understanding?
Sorry, Prabhuji, I just joined Prabhuji before you were asking
Yeah,
this question. I don't know the context, Prabhuji, but yeah, Vidura knows, who Krishna is. So, yeah.
yeah. So you all have a perfect answer, I can tell you. And you don't need to do Bhakti Baba. You already know everything. Very good answer. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes. that is, the prominent reason. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur for this verse gives a very beautiful commentary. So that is the answer. If Krishna is good, if Krishna is fine, Krishna is well, everything else will be okay. So why? 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 Why if Krishna is fine, then all of his neighbors and friends and extended family will be fine? Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna prati janahi name bhaktya parnasati. So how about us then? How we see ourselves? We all have a lot of problems in our lives, a lot of things to do, a lot of anxiety, a lot of bewilderment, a lot of distractions, a lot of things to do, a lot of people to deal with, different emotion that we have to work with. But that's what Prabhupada said, that if Krishna is in the center, everything that you are doing for the happiness of Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna, then we'll cross over all the suffering. Krishna says that by my mercy, by my mercy, they will cross over. They will cross over. So we living entity also, when we keep Krishna in our center, then we'll cross over all the material anxiety and everything that we have. So all of you give perfect answer. Thank you so much. Yes, that is the reason Vidura is first asking, please tell me how Krishna is. I want to know how Krishna is. And when Krishna is good, then everything else is going to be good. And what is that verse? Says that uh, Krishna Santustam, you know, Krishna is happy, everything else is happy. So that's the reason you all got the perfect answer. Thank you so much for that. And then he keep on asking about, as you see, multiple verses. And then from verse number 44 here, he now, Vidura, is now talking about. So since, Uddhava is talking about, since Vidura asked the questions, right? So Vidura is asking the question, how is Ugrasena and how are the grandson of Krishna? How is Sursena? Everybody else, he's asking about how the whole Yadu family is doing. Then Uddhava Maharaj is going to answer it. And very important point, when he start answering the questions asked by Vidura, so second chapter is basically Uddhava talking about all of his personality and pastime of Krishna's. So that second chapter is. But here in this verse 44 verse, he gives why Lord even appears. So Vidura is asking first about Krishna. Okay. And then Uddhav start answering. So what he says, the appearance of the Lord is manifested for the annihilation of the upstarts. His activities are transcendental and are enacted for the understanding of all persons. Otherwise, since the Lord is transcendental to all material modes, what purpose could he serve by coming to earth. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, "Yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata." That's the, you know, uh, similar statement here. Uddhav Maharaj is saying, Ajasya Janmopatha. Ajasya, what is the meaning of Ajasya? Jasya means Janma. Ajasya means unborn. So he says that Lord is unborn. He takes birth. And this is a conflict with Lord's activities, because how somebody who has taken birth can do like this, do like this, do like that, do like that. All of that you would see in the next chapter. So his pastime is causing bewilderment to many personality. So he says, Ajasya Janmo Patha na Ashanyaya. Na Shanya, na Ashanya. Somebody who doesn't have to take the birth has taken birth. Hmm. So unborn has taken born. And Karmani Akartur. Does Krishna has any work to do? No work, right? What work he has? He has really no work. But in Bhagavad Gita, many places it says that still I have to work because I want to set up example. Yadadachati sresto, whatever exalted person does, other follow, all of that, learning we have. So he is a kartur. He doesn't have to really do karmani, any action, but still he is engaged in action. And what's the purpose of that action? He says to protect the righteous. That's how, that's why arhati deha yogam paro gunanam ut karma tantram. All these actions, all these activity that Krishna is doing, he is doing to protect the righteous people, the people who are follower of dharma. So dear devotees, just by saying this, in fact, Uddhava answered all the questions. I say, see, this person who is unborn has taken birth, who has nothing to do, he is now engaged in action. 16,108 wives, all of them have buildings, living a kingly life, and to fulfill the desire of all of those devotees who are expanded in the form of women and living with Krishna as his wife. Krishna is fulfilling their desire. They all are devotees. So he has no action to be done, but he is still acting. Why is he acting? Because Arjuna Pratijanihi Nami Bhaktaya Parnasati. I know. He's acting because he wants to protect his devotee. Hence, both of us, oh my friend, therefore, don't worry. No, please chant the glories of the Lord, who is meant to be glorified in the places of pilgrimage. He is unborn, and yet he appears by his causeless mercy upon the surrender rulers of all parts of the universe. Only for their interest did he appear in the family of his unalloyed devotee, Dayadu. So, for the welfare of his devotees, Krishna appears. But then, one very important point here is mentioned that Tasya Arpan Akhila Lokapanam. Akhil here means this universe, this entire universe, okay, and this entire material creation. So one path vibhuti and three path vibhuti, as we know. 3/4 of the creation is material creation, remaining only 1/4, sorry, is the material creation. The rest of the creation is spiritual. And then in that there are multiple universes. This whole universes have their Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and then in each universes there are multiple planets. We don't have details, and we don't have details because Shastra doesn't talk much about it. But their time span is different. The life of the Brahma in each universe is different, and their planets also are not 14. They might have different planets, but at least the universe that we are part of has 14 planets. So Uddhav Maharaj is saying that Akhil Lokapanam, for the protection of living entity in the entire universe, he comes. And he comes and he takes care of all of his devotee. So by these two verses, verse number 44 and 45, in fact, Uddhav answer all of the questions that are being asked in the series of verses. And he, from here, he continues. And then our acharyas segregate this entire discussion into a second chapter. And that's called Remembrance of Lord Krishna. Every day in our temple, we are reading Bhagavatam. We are just one or two, three of, three, four of us would be there. I go there and we read. So right now, we are reading third canto. First chapter we finish, verse wise verse. Second chapter we finish. Third chapter we have to start. So we just finished the second chapter in our temple reading that we do. I read on Thursday and Friday. So in this chapter, Uddhav remembers Lord Krishna. And if you really get into details of this chapter, you would be astonished how Uddhav is releasing, talking about Krishna. So that is a very important message because two great personalities, Uddhav and Vidur, are talking. And for sure, their object of talk is going to be Krishna. Uddhav is talking about Krishna, and this is where Uddhav Gita comes into existence. So this is a summary also of what Krishna spoke to Uddhav. And that Uddhav Gita, so when Krishna spoke Gita to Uddhav, it becomes Uddhav Gita. When Krishna spoke Gita to Gopi, then what it becomes?
Gopi Gita.
Gopi Gita. Yeah. When Krishna spoke Gita to Bringa, it's called Bring Gita, that beach. So there are different, types of Gita. And one thing that I, that's why, I read Uddhav Gita, verse by verse. And it's so nice. Same teaching that you see in the Gita, the evening recitation we are reading Uddhav Gita. Same message. That's another beauty of a scripture. And why I'm bringing this up here, to make you understand that how bona fide, how authentic the bona fide Sastric teachings are. It doesn't say different thing. It says the same thing. So here, when Uddhav is talking to Vidur, he releases up to fullest extent. He's loving talking about Krishna. And then he pulls out the teaching that he learned from Lord Krishna directly. And that teaching is presented in 11th canto. But some of the essential learning that he got, you would see here in his conversation with Vidura is presented. So Uddhava's first, now Uddhava is going to answer. So Sudha Goswami takes back, says that now Uddhava is going to talk. So let me please tell you first who the Uddhava is. Right? Always when we have some guest coming and talking, we have to introduce. This is very exalted personality. Listen from him. So Uddhava's exalted positions are mentioned. And then after that, unfortunate situation of the Yadus and others are mentioned. So, in the Yadu's pastime, that uh, they fought with each other and they are killing each other, right? So the sages Sutta Goswami is summarizing that Krishna personally wanted to do this, and you would hear when you would go through the series of verses. Our Acharya says that Krishna wanted these Yadus to somehow or other wrap up their pastime and leave. And he considered those people bhar, weight on this material world. Why? There are multiple understanding of that. One understanding is he said that they all are going to be benefited by my name. Sometimes you would see that son of a district magistrate act like district magistrate. He would go to the places. Don't you know who I am? I'm son of Mr. XYG. And then the subkeeper will say, what you want, sir? Whatever sweets we want, please take it. Whatever item you want, they'll pack it, give it. In India, you would see that some of the people who are ministers and big, person in the Indian government, their entire family takes the benefit of that. Hey, don't you know that my father is energy minister, agriculture minister, railway minister, this and that, right? And they take the benefit of somebody's name and fame and they misutilize. So Krishna considered them as weight, burden for this material world. He said they have to leave, they have to go. That's one reason. The another reason given by our acharyas are that anyone, and this is important for us to learn, anyone who is part of Krishna's pastime, especially those who are directly associating with Krishna, seeing Krishna, witnessing his pastime, all of these are devotees, pure devotees. These eternal associates, this Gopa and Gopis, they are doing pastime, but they are all associates of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they are pure devotee. And they all have come to enhance the pastime of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And as Krishna pastime was conducted by his Lila Shakti, we call it Yog Maya potency. All of these pure devotees, they're also acting under Yog Maya. And perfect example is His Divine Grace Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada's life, if you study Lilamrita very carefully, his pastime was not very attractive from his childhood. Just born as an ordinary child. His parents were ordinary. He lived a very ordinary life. He went to school after finishing his school. He did business after business failed and all of that. He and his wife didn't go together. It's just like ordinary human being. But all of these circumstances lead to the situation where he departed, left his house, and now you see where Prabhupada is. Everywhere, all over the planets, we are chanting Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. So sometimes Krishna does his pastime and he sends his pure devotee, and they would appear very ordinary, very simple, very you and I type of person, but in their heart, they are pure devotee. They are carrying the bhakti of Krishna. So both of these personality for sure, Vidura and Uddhava, they are pure devotee. At the same time, all other people who are parts of Krishna's pastime, they are also part and parcel. They are parshadaha. They are close associates of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when Krishna is wrapping up his pastime, they also have to uh, go. And then after that, Uddhav starts remembering everything that Krishna has done. His childhood uh, pastime, that how he killed Putana, how he killed all of the demons, how his Govardhan pastime happened. What was the purpose that Lord manifested his Govardhan pastime? A beautiful verse that if you're giving the class on Govardhan Lila, you can cite that verse from this chapter where where Uddhav is talking about Krishna's Govardhan Lila pastime, and he's talking about Damodar Lila pastimes. So all of these pastimes he talks, he's talking about how everyone was very fearful about Kamsa, Krishna's pastime, Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he was chased by Mother Yashoda. He was bound into rope. So he's saying all of these are very bewildering. Because in 44, 45 verse we just saw that Ajasya, somebody who doesn't have to take birth, has taken birth. And the purpose of his taking birth is that he wants to protect his devotee. And now he comes and he kills demons. And those demons were super powerful, not only powerful, but super powerful. And he kills them left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. He kills them like that. And then not only he kills, but he himself gets tied up. He is very fearful. He cries. So all of this put together, and the Maharaj talks about Damodar Lila pastimes. So all of these pastimes are very much bewildering to the ordinary personality. And that is why someone may consider Krishna as an ordinary person. And then he starts talking all the pastimes in details. There is verse assigned for those pastimes. So he answered the questions that Vidura is asking. But not only that, as a devotee, he is giving more. And this is very important for Parikshit Maharaj to hear, because Parikshit Maharaj does not have much time, right? He has very limited time. And in that limited time, Sukdev Maharaj, Sukdev Goswami wants to give him right, pure teaching. There's no time to talk something that is not really useful. And all of this context basically help Parikshit Maharaj to hear Krishna's pastime from different personality in different contexts. So that's how this chapter overs. And then in the next chapter, he continues. So pastime in Braja, and then next chapter, he continues talking about all the pastimes of Vrindavan. And these pastimes are in detail. These pastimes are given in detail in 10th canto. So from 4th chapter, it tells that if you like to hear more about Krishna's pastime, you should go and talk to Maitreya Muni. He would be the right person because you are senior in age. And whatever questions you have, Maitreya Muni can answer that in depth. So he advised Vidura to approach and talk to Maitreya Muni. But he did answer all the questions, everything that Vidura would even ask by telling the pastime of Lord Sri Krishna. So in detail, one verse, another verse, another verse like that, all those verses are talking about Vrindavan pastime, how Krishna did, what he did. So in one way, our Acharya says that Uddhava pacified the curiosity of Vidura. And then he advised that if you want to know more, Sadhu always likes association of Sadhu. So you and I met, very nice. Thank you so much. We had our exchange of learning. Let's go and talk to Maitreya. So that's what basically fourth chapter does. Fourth chapter title is Vidura approaches Maitreya. So they are approaching, they are meeting, and then from there, beautiful discussion will come. So we'll save that for next class. We'll just skip to that discussion because there will be a lot of learning when these two great personalities are talking, and then we'll focus on their questions. And questions means whatever Vidura is asking, what he is asking. Beautiful, discussion. This is one of the ornaments, Srimad Bhagavatam, Maitreya and Vidura talking. So we'll try to zoom in that discussion in next class. So I would like to pause here and see if there is any questions, anything anybody would like to talk or ask from anything that we have discussed so far.
Hare Krishna,
So,
Prabhuji.
yeah, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji,
Oh,
please.
so, Prabhuji, I'm following up on this and trying to understand, and I have a question too. So, so Vidura is meeting to Uddhava. I'm trying to find out which location he's meeting, what place this discussion is happening between these
Yeah,
two.
so if you follow the verses of first chapter, Vidura was on the pilgrimage.
Right,
He went to many holy places. Prabhas Kshetra, and from there he proceeded towards Yamuna. He was walking on the bank of Mother Yamuna, and there he met Uddhav. So it's somewhere close to Prabhas Kshetra, where Somnath temple is. It's 2 days, if you try to understand where the place is, it's in Gujarat. There, close to Prabhas, at the bank of Jamuna, there is two personalities are meeting.
Got it. Near to the, okay, within the Hastinapur itself, that area.
Hastinapur is in Delhi, Prabhu. Delhi is called Hastinapur.
Yeah.
The old name of Delhi, where capital of India is, was Hastinapur. But this is again Dwapar Yuga, right?
Mm.
Long back. After that, so many, uh, Indian Vedic king came, and then from recently last 1,000 years back, we had Mughal emperor for 700 years in India. Then almost 250 years we had British government, and then from last 50, 60 years we have Indian government. So now the places have changed so much. Changes has happened over the time, but traditionally Hastinapur is Delhi, Kurukshetra is in Haryana, right? So
Yeah.
that's how today's. I mean, exactly. Uh, you cannot pinpoint, because things have changed a lot. But those are the places where this pastime happened. So Hastinapur is Delhi, and this pastime, Maitreya left, right? Maitreya left Hastinapur. So why I'm telling this? Because when Dhritarashtra was the king, he was king of the entire universe, by the way. So now this might sound to you universe. What is this universe? But when we get to the fifth canto, you'll understand. When we say that after Parikshit Maharaj, the king was the ruler entire universe. So Parikshit Maharaj ruled entire universe, like seven island and all the planetary system, everything. So we'll understand about what this universe is. Everything that is on the Bhumandala. Now Bhumandala itself is a very, very uh, big piece of land, Bhumandal. So from there, from Hastinapur, he went to visit the holy places, and he wandered. He went so many places. Finally, he reached Prabhas Kshetra. And Prabhas Kshetra, he looked at all those holy places that is nearby. And then he was, as a pilgrimage, he was wandering. And as he was going through the bank of Mother Yamuna, he met Uddhav. And this pastime is narrated by Sutta Goswami to sages of Naimi Saranya, which is coming from the narration that happened between Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit.
Yeah, it's got clear, Prabhuji. Thank you. Yeah.
So that's how we can understand location wise. Today's Mayapur that we have, it was confirmed by Gaur Kishore Daswa Maharaj. When he went there, he jumped. An old man, his eyelids were closing. He was like, they carried him in a basket. When he went, he jumped. Oh, this is the place where Lord Gauranga did all of his pastime. And that's only 550 years before. So we are talking about long, long back. There was once upon a time, there was a king of Hastinapur known as Dhritarashtra, like that. So please study the purport given by Prabhupada and you would have that answer there. It's very nicely mentioned. What else do we have to discuss here? Anything that we can discuss? It says that he visited 11 places of pilgrimage on the bank of river Saraswati, then many temples and lords Vishnu, which was established by Lord Vishnu. Wow. And then passing through various provinces, Vidura finally reached to the bank of Yamuna, where he met. Oh. Anybody has anything else? I would like to hear your realization. So far, how it's been doing. Please don't be shy. Say something. If you say nothing, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Then I will speed up. That means you know everything. Then I'll speed up
Yeah.
very quickly. Yeah, Mataji, go ahead, please.
So, why Uddhava sent Vidura to Maitreya? Is that only the age, or is there any other reason, Prabhuji? Because he also,
Yeah. You know, there are multiple reasons, not only one reason. So I answered that part that Uddhav, in one sense, answered all the questions that Vidura had asked, right?
yeah,
So we had, if you look at the slide here, let's go back all the way here. It says that Vidura requests to hear about Krishna. Vidura inquires from Uddhava about the welfare of Yadu and Kuruj. So these are the questions that were asked by Vidura, right?
yeah,
And then Uddhava Maharaj answered those questions in next two chapter. So he is talking about the how bewilderment creates, how bewildering it is to hear the pastime of Supreme Lord. And then he starts talking about all of his pastime that took place in Vrindavan, and then he continues. This third chapter also is continuation of the discussion between Vidura and Uddhav. So in one sense, Uddhav answered all the questions. Okay, that's number one. Mark it down.
mm,
Number two, Uddhav being the pure devotee of Supreme Personality of Godhead, he knew that Vidura is also pure devotee of Supreme Lord. He didn't participate in the fighting that happened between Kaurava and Pandava. He didn't. He left. And he decided that me as a Vidura should leave this kingdom. And then he went out. He went out for what purpose? To know more about Krishna. So before meeting to Uddhava, Vidura went to so many other holy places, right?
yeah,
For sure, he met to so many personalities before, which are not mentioned in the Bhagavatam. But that's the purpose he had. He was on the tour to meet great personalities. Okay. So Uddhava knew that Vidur Maharaj wants to know more about Krishna. He knew that before coming to me, he was at the other holy places and he is releasing and learning. That's what everybody should do, hear Krishna Katha. So that's the second reason, that he's on the pilgrimage. He wants to hear more about Krishna. Then I definitely told him everything that he asked. I'm sure he would be interested to hear more, right?
Yeah.
So who he should go to? If somebody will come to you and ask you, Mataji, I wanna do this type of puja or yagya. You would say, what? Akam sarva kama ma moksha kama udardi. Whatever you have to do, why don't you do in Hare Krishna temple? At least that will be your answer, right?
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
Whatever you have, go and talk to, or I'll talk to the priest, see if they can do something for you. But he would say that stay close to Hare Krishna temple. He would not say that go to Hindu temple or go to Durga temple or Murugan Baba temple. He would not say that, right? He said, let me find out if we have priests in our Krishna temple. If you don't have any priest, then you can. So like that. So if Uddhav has to recommend somebody, who he would recommend to? Someone who is exalted person. Okay. So he is recommending that now you should go and talk to Maitreya Muni. Now, another beautiful point here is that devotee does not say that I am so expert, I am so exalted. You don't have to go anywhere else.
Mm.
You know, you are done. You met me, I'm Uddhav, I'm Parshad, close associates of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who would know Krishna more than I do? I played with him, I'm seeing him from his childhood, So you are done. Now go home. Whatever I said is the pinnacles of everything. Pure devotee, not. So pure devotee would humbly say, I offered, my service at your feet, but I know you are senior to me. Sure, you know more. So devotee will say like that, right?
Mm.
Whatever I am telling is nothing
Mm.
or not something that you don't know. You already know.
Mm.
But just to purify my words, I said this past time. Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you wanna hear more, there is Maitreya Muni. He's not very far from here. There is one verse that says that. He's not very far from here. So please continue your pilgrimage. Go and talk to Maitreya Muni. So him saying that I am junior to you is humility. It's
Mm.
not that, I should not be telling anything to you. Please leave where I'm junior. No, he's saying that I shared my Krishna Katha, whatever learning I have. When you are, that's what happens. This is the symptom of Utmadhikari.
Mm.
Vidyabhinay Sampane Brahmane Gavahastani. A perfect devotee, Utmadhikari, will see everybody as a devotee and he'll give the respect. You are great. You are Prabhuji. You are Mataji. That's the definition of Uttama. He doesn't differentiate. Even somebody who is not engaged in devotional service will say he is engaged. See, he's very much engaged. So Uttama has different vision, very different vision. He sees Krishna everywhere, Sarvata Sarvada, everywhere, Krishna. So we're talking about Uddhava, purest of the pure devotee. So he would say that, pure devotee, how much I know of Krishna. I shared, whatever I knew. I'm junior to you. Already. Please go and talk to Maitreya Muni. He is a great rishi. He has done years of tapasya, his realization, and you will see when they met. So Bhagavatam chosen to focus on this pastime. But Vidura did meet other great personality before, and he is on the journey to see other exalted Vaishnava. And in that journey, he met Vidura. And Vidura saying that I'm junior to you, it is humility. Is that good enough?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yeah. So we should always we always say that, Prabhuji, who I am, how much I know. It's all your mercy. If you are recipient of Krishna, if you have received the mercy of Krishna, then this quality should arise. If it doesn't arise, this quality, that means we are not receiving the mercy, or we haven't received. We are still in the process of receiving the mercy. So Uddhav is pure devotee. Uddhav would not say that, that you are done talking to me now. I told you everything. No. Hari Anantari Kathananda. There is Krishna is unlimited, and his pastimes are unlimited. So we see that Sesnag, with thousands of mouth, all the time, every day, he is talking the glories of Krishna, but he still finds that thousands mouths are not sufficient to glorify Krishna. That's the glories of Krishna. So what we know is very little bit that we are getting from our scripture, but his pastimes are unlimited. Details are unlimited. So Vidura Muni suggested that kindly go and talk to Maitreya Muni, who is not very far from here. He can enlighten you. Okay, so 821. Thank you so much. Vanchkal Pataru Vyasya Kripa Sindhu Vyayavasya Patitanam Pavani Vaishnava Namo Namah Anantakoti Vaishnava Vindhya Samal Bhakti Vijay ISKCON founder Acharya Hit Vangasa Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Dandavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Pujit Dandavad. Hare Krishna. Dandavad.